What's up guys, Cody here. In this video, we're going to be talking about 3 ways that you can overcome objections in any kind of sales situation that you're in, specifically for network marketers. My name is Cody and I have helped hundreds of individuals make 6 figures. I personally have done $2.1 million in supplement sales, so let's jump into it. What do you do when someone comes up and says, oh, this sounds like a pyramid scheme, or I don't like that, I don't like the price, I don't have the time, I don't have the money? What do you do when you get handed an objection? That's what we're going to be talking about, what you can do. This video is sponsored by the 21-day recruiting machine challenge. You can join by clicking the link down below. Every single day you'll get a 5-minute video. At the end of 21 days, you'll have built out an entire recruiting machine that does all the automations for you, popping out leads, sales, and recruits for you on autopilot. All right, let's get into objection handling here. So assuming you're messaging the person or you're talking with them one-on-one, the first thing you want to do is drop down their guard by acknowledging them. I get so many people reaching out to me. They message me, they DM me, they ask for me to take a look at their opportunity, whatever it is. And some people, I actually do go look at their opportunities and I see what they're doing. And then I actually do throw out some kind of objection just to see what they will do. There's one person, they were selling a $2,000 or $3,000 product, and I just said, it's way too expensive, as well as I don't think that the product will work. Now, instead of acknowledging me and saying, hey, you know what, I totally agree with you, and I totally understand what you're saying there is as far as it's expensive, you're not sure if it's going to work. They just said, oh, we have this many members, we have this many things, we do this, this, and this, we have this, right? And they're just dumping, just like they're kind of just pushing at me, right? They're just trying to force it into me. And if you do this, there's no way that you're going to get someone, because they're going to feel pressured into doing something. And that's the last thing you want to do. Is you want them, the whole goal here is you want them to come up with the idea. You want them to make the decision. If they're forced to do something, they're not going to really be committed to it, okay? However, if this person would have been like, hey, you know what, I totally am with you, I agree that it's expensive, then my brain goes down from reactive mode to understanding and like empathetic, because empathy is being used toward me, and then I actually start opening up, right? Next thing, after you've acknowledged someone, this is what you gotta do. What you want to do is tell a story, okay? Now, you don't want to make the story about you. You want to make this, it could be about you, but it works best if it's a story about someone else, okay? So you've acknowledged someone and you said, hey, you know, I totally get it. Super expensive. I understand, whatever it is, right? So they have this limiting belief of, hey, it's too expensive or it's not worth the money, right? So what you want to do is you want to use a story to come in here after you've opened them up slightly with acknowledging and understanding them. You say, hey, no, I totally understand. Let me tell you a story real quick. And then you can tell a story about someone that did something, or they went down some kind of journey, and then they understood, or they had this epiphany. Not sure how to spell that. Epiphany. So the whole goal of the character in your story is that they have this epiphany. And when you're telling this story, the whole goal is you want your prospect to have the epiphany as well. If they have the epiphany and they say, oh my gosh, that makes sense, then they'll be able to start taking action. So you can see this in testimonials and case studies and be like, hey, no, this other person, they actually were the same way. They actually did X, Y, and Z, and then they made their money back plus X, whatever it is, right? Plus this other person, right? And the more stories and more case studies that you can tell people, they'll start to believe it. They'll start to see that it's real, and hopefully they'll have their epiphany as well, thinking that they can do it, or realizing, hey, it's really not that much money. The key here is the epiphany. Step 3 in this process, and this is my favorite way to overcome someone's objection, is through automation, okay? What you do is you take these concepts here of acknowledging people, you telling their story, telling a story to them. What you do is you automate this process, and so it's basically like getting people's permission to sell them something through automation. Now, in order for automation to work, you need to understand that person better than they understand themselves. And this is really what I teach in the 21-day recruiting machine challenge, is how to use automation to get rid of a lot of the pain points of network marketing, like not having enough time, not having enough money, not being able to follow up with people, having to deal with a ton of rejection, right? What if you could use automations to get rid of almost all of those things, and then at the end of the automations, out pops someone that's super interested, maybe just has one or two questions left that you can go and talk to, and you're actually spending time with people that are actually interested. So the way you do that is through, one of the things that we talk about is through a funnel. Simple funnel where you get someone's permission here, and then you tell the story here. And the beautiful thing is you do the story in a video format, so it can be sent out to hundreds and hundreds of people all at one time. And so you're not having to spend, just think, like if you spent 5 minutes telling a story to someone, it would take you 500 minutes to tell that story to 100 people. Or you can make it into a video and do it once, and then that video can be sent out to 500 people or 100 people, save you 500 minutes worth of time, right? That's a whole day or two, right? With just one video. So you use the automation. This right here in the front is called a landing page. What the landing page does is it gets permission for someone to tell them that story. And so someone will come here and they may leave. But that's the cool thing is they came here and they left without having to call you names or you having to be emotionally hurt, right? Like some of us, I've been doing sales a very long time and I still have, I think I have a thick skin, but if I get rejected 100 times, it can wear down on you. But if you have a landing page and you have 100 people there, 80 of them leave, 20 of them go through, you know, we're telling your story to 20 people and you did not have to go through 80 people's worth of rejection or the time. Now, if you want to learn more about this, again, join the 21-day recruiting machine challenge. We are starting August 1st and you can go through it live if you're catching this. But if you are going through this after, if you're seeing this video after August 1st, just click the link down below and you can join and you can catch up with us. Every single day I'll put out a new video, 5 minutes each. There's one or two that are a little more than that. At the end of each video, you'll get an action step of how to actually build all this out, how to tell your story, how to build a landing page, how to actually fill this funnel up with evergreen marketing, evergreen traffic, so it will work 24/7, 365 worldwide. And that's really the goal, right? We want that freedom that comes from the automations, that comes from using leverage. So if you want to do that, make sure you join down below. You guys are awesome. Go out, be great, and create your freedom.